Hi guys, I'm back again with another video, and in this video we're going to be learning how to add an icon to our title, how to work with Viewport, how to make links, and the last thing, how to view or trigger a file for download. Okay, so quickly without wasting time, I'm just going to start writing my code. And last time, if you watched the last video, I showed you how you can write your code using a Notepad, the one which comes with your Windows machine, but this time I'm going to use a Notepad++. So if you need it, the link will be in the description below. Okay guys, so here's my Notepad++. So I'm just going to clear everything that we have there, and I'm just going to clear everything that we have. Okay, so we're going to start something new. So I'm just going to type my basic HTML code right now, HTML, and close the tag. Okay, so here is our basic HTML. In case you missed the last lesson, the link will be in the description below. I'm going to type our title right here, which will be HTML CSS, because that's what we're learning. And now save. So I'm going to save this project on my desktop, and I'm going to create a new folder. So I'll use shortcuts Ctrl+Shift+N if you don't know, and then I'm going to save it as HTML CSS 2 because this is our lesson 2, and then I'll save it inside this same folder that we just created. So I'll just change this name to HTML CSS 2, and the type is O. So not forgetting the extension is .html. So I'll just save this. Okay, so now that it's saved, I can begin writing other tags. So I want to have a heading, so I'm just going to type h2. That's what I'm going to use. I'll close the h2 tag, and then inside this h2 tag I'll type HTML CSS, and then down there I'm going to have a div. So this div will be details. So I'm going to close that div, and then I'm going to give this div a class. It's going to be details. So I'll just type details. Okay, so the next thing, I'm going to have an HR tag just here, and the next thing I'll have a container, a div container. So I'll close the div. Sorry, I'll close that div. So I'm going to give this one a class as container. So this is our div container, and then inside we're going to have another div with the class img cover, because it's going to hold our image. Okay, so I'm just going to close it, and the next thing we'll have an image tag inside there, img, with the source src. That's the path for our image. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to have down there is a button, and I'll close this button. So this button is going to be view image. Okay, so I'll just save this and let's just open it in the browser and see what it looks like. So I'll choose Chrome. It has finally opened in the browser and this is what it looks like. Okay, so now I'll go back to my code editor, and now we need to style everything that we have for now. So inside here, the head, I'm going to write our style tag, and I need to close our style. Okay, so I'm going to start with the body. I want to remove all the margins in the body, so I'll just type margin. I want to have 0 pixels, and padding, I want to remove all paddings so that we can make use of the whole space. Okay, save. So the next thing that I want to style is our heading. So our heading is h2. Okay, I want this to display inline block because by default everything is displayed as block elements. So display inline block. Okay, and it's going to have a margin of 10 px. 10 px. Okay, so the next thing is details. So I'm just going to type, I'll start with a dot because it's a class. Details, I want it to float to the right, so I'm just going to type float right, and I want it to have a margin of 10 px as well. Save. So let's go back to our browser and refresh the page. Okay, there it is in the right. So this is what we actually wanted. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to my code editor. Okay, so let me just go back here. Okay, it's details. It has to be it's detail. It has to be details. Save. Okay, so I'll go back to my img. We need to put a path for our image, so I need to look for an image that I'm going to use for our project. So I'll navigate to my desktop. Okay, so on my desktop I have this image. I'm just going to copy it, and then I'm going to look for a folder that we just created. The folder is we named it as HTML CSS2. So I'll open that folder, and there is our file inside there. So I'll just create a folder, and I'm gonna name it images. So I'm going to open this folder and paste our image inside there. There we have our image. I'll go back to my code editor, and I'm going to write a path. So a path, I'll type first the folder name is images, and / the name of our file. The extension for my file is png. So if yours is jpg, remember to add jpg as file extension. So png is my file extension, and then I'm going to save. So I'll open my browser and see what happens there. I'll refresh the page. Okay, there is our image. Okay, that's good. Everything is looking fine now. So I need to style it. So the next thing to style is a container, a div container. So I'm just going to type container. Okay, so I'm just going to give it background color so that you can see it. So background color is, I'm just going to type color code red, so that you can just see it. Save, and then I go back to my browser and refresh the page. So this is what our container is. So I'll go back to my code editor. Last time I showed you how you can center things using center tags, but we're going to do it differently. I want to center this image inside this div container. So the way I'm going to do this, I'm just going to say display flex, and I'll say justify content center. And then I'll save it, go back to my browser and refresh it. Oh, nothing happens. Justify content center. Okay, so I refresh the page. Okay, nothing happens. So I'll go back to my code editor. Okay, so the mistake is just here. It's a simple spelling mistake. So make sure you take care of the spelling, otherwise you are going to have problems. So save and refresh the page, and there it is in the center. Okay, so that's how you can center it. That's another way of centering it. So the next thing I need to start is our img cover. So our img cover, I'm just going to give it max height, max width, 400 pixels. Let me just give it 400 pixels, and same as the height, max height, 400 pixels. Save. Then I go back to my browser and refresh it. Okay, so I'll keep this one. I'll just delete this height because we want everything to be inside it. Refresh. Okay, I think we're almost done styling everything, so I'm just going to hide this so you can see everything. Okay, so we'll go back to our code editor, and what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take care of links. So this heading, I'm going to put it inside a link so that it can be a link. So I'm just going to type a ref, and then inside ref, it's going to be our link where we want to navigate to when this link is clicked on. Okay, so we want this to be to take us on the same page, so we're just going to say HTML CSS 2, because that's why we want to navigate. We want to be on the same page when this one is clicked. So HTML. So I'm going to save, and then I need to close this link just here. I'm also going to do the same here, ref, and here we want to navigate to details page. So I'm just going to type details dot HTML. Okay, and then I'm going to close this link here so this div can be in between the link. Okay, when you click this button, we want to actually view this image or download it, but to make a secure download, that will be in the future video when we start learning PHP and JavaScript. For now, we're just going to view it when you click on it, and in some browser it will download and in some browser it won't. So I'm just going to type a link, ref, and then we're going to give a path to our file. So it's inside images, /HTML dot png. And what I'm going to do inside here, just give it an attribute download, and it's going to download. And in some browser it won't, it will just open the image. So I'll close this link tag and save. So let's see what happens in the browser. Let's go back and refresh the page. Okay, so this one has turned blue and this one has turned blue. And so when I hover over, just take a look at this corner, this left bottom corner. There is a link that pops up, so it means this one has turned into a link. So when I click on it, I just navigate to the same page. And then when I click on this one, so this file wasn't found, these details, we need to create it. So I'll go back, and this image, let's try this image here. It has become a link. If you can see in the bottom corner, there's a link there. So when I click on it, it's saying the file wasn't found. So there should be a problem. With the path. So let's go back and check our path. I'll look for our path. Where is it? Here. Okay, it's supposed to be images. Sorry for the spelling mistake. I'll make sure the next tutorial won't have such spelling mistake. So I'm going to save this and then go back, refresh the page, and refresh the page again and click on it. Okay, it opens. Okay, so in some browser it's going to download when you click on it. So I'm just going to go back to our style. I need to style our details. On our details, our no text decoration. So I'm just going to type text decoration. I'll just say none. Okay, so this one thing again, when we have a link, so to actually specify the link that we want to add our CSS to, we need this A, because we have a div with this class and then an A tag. So I'm just going to save this no text decoration, and let's go back to our page, refresh. Okay, so that we don't have any text decoration, I want to have a font size of 24px. So we'll go back and refresh the page. Okay, at least it looks quite big. Okay, and the other thing that I want to do, okay, I'm going to delete the background color because we don't need it to just there, so that we can see what's happening on the page. So I'm going to save. Make sure you save every time you write your code. I'll go back to my browser, and so what we want to do now, I want to have an icon here in the title. So the way we do this, we just need to give a link to that icon. So I'm going to type link, then rel shortcut icon. Okay, and the next thing type will be image /png, because that's the type of image that we're going to have inside there. Okay, the next thing is going to be the path to that image. So I'm just going to type, ref images, that's our folder, /HTML dot png. Okay, so I'm going to save this. Let's go back to our browser and refresh it. Okay, there we have it. We have an icon inside our title. up there. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you is how you can put your style on a separate page. So next thing, we're going to have a link that is going to link our style, because we want to put our style, this style, we don't want it here, but we want it on a separate page so that we can have less codes on our page. So I'm just going to type link and then type and ref. So this is actually a link to the page that we're going to create. So the link is style dot css and the rel style sheet. Okay, so I'll close that and then save. So what we need to do is we need to create that style file that we're going to use for our style. So I'll create a new file here and I'm just going to grab everything in the style and cut, and then I'm going to paste. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to save this and then I'll save it as all, don't forget, and then style .css. So save. So let's go back to our browser, see if anything changes. Okay, we still have our style linked, so okay, that's good, but this one seems to behave weird. Let's go back to our style. It's right here. Okay, so it's actually float that is not actually working well. So I'll copy this and just go back inside here, and then I'll paste it here, and then I'm just going to delete this, and then save. Let me go back and refresh the page. Okay, it's back and it's normal. But this is how you link your style to a separate page. Okay, so another thing that I want to do is I want to show you how you can manage your viewport by simply adding this meta tag. Okay, so I'm gonna type viewport, okay, so the next thing I need to type is content, okay, and then a comma, and then we're going to have our initial scale. It's going to be 1.0. That's the amount of zoom that we're going to have. So I'll just, to finish it, I'm just going to put this greater than sign and then save it. So let's go back to our browser. You won't see anything, you won't see any change right now, but if you can go on a mobile device, you actually see the change that I'm talking about. Guys, we'll finally come to the end of our lesson today. So we managed to make links, this link here which sends us to the same page, and the other link, but this is going to be your homework, because when you click on it, it won't find the file that you're looking for. So to actually find the page, you are going to create it yourself as a homework. And this button down here, when you click on it, it opens the image, and in some browser it's going to download this image. So we also managed to add an icon to our title, and that looks so good. So if there's anyone who's interested to learn, guys, don't be selfish, just make sure you share this video. It's going to help our channel grow, and it's going to motivate me so as to make a lot of such videos. So Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and for now it's goodbye. Thank you for watching.